Currently, there are around 7.8 billion people in the world. What if I told you that there is a big chance there is someone who looks exactly like you somewhere around the planet? What if I told you he has your father's eyes and your mother's smile, and maybe even the same birthmarks as you? Just imagine walking one random night, and as you lift your head, you see a spitting image of yourself, looking directly at you with the same confused expression as you. On this episode of Unsolved Mysteries, we will try to uncover the phenomena of the Doppelganger effect. The word Doppelgänger comes from the German language and it literally means double walker. In mythology, a doppelganger is often portrayed as a paranormal phenomenon and is often connected to the trouble and misfortune. In modern times, twin stranger or doppelganger is used to describe a person who physically resembles another person. But what is the thin line that separates the two descriptions, and is there some truth in both claims, or is the conclusive answer hidden right beneath our noses? We will find out now. In order to prove or debunk this phenomena, we need to begin looking at this with a scientific point of view. According to research in Australia in 2015, the odds are 1 to 135 that a pair of complete doppelgangers exist somewhere in the world. But the likelihood of someone looking identical in all 8 facial features is 1 in 1 trillion. Of course, every research has its anomalies, and Richard Jones is one of them. He was convicted for robbery and was sent in prison for 19 years, until inmates found his looks resembling of another person named Ricky. After the strange case was presented to the court, judge compared the pictures of the 2 inmates and he acknowledged that they look exactly the same. And due to the conviction being on only eyewitness identification, the case against Richard Jones was dismissed and he was released from jail. Another case that gained a lot of popularity and media coverage was the case of Neil Richardson and John Jamieson. Soon after moving in a small town called Braintree, Neil Richardson was being strangely mistaken for another person named John. This went on for months until, oddly enough, they met at a British Library exhibition, without even knowing that the other one will be attending too. After finally meeting each other, Neil and John discovered they have a lot more in common than just similar appearance. There are a lot more similar cases to the one we just presented, and although having someone looking exactly like you isn't that likely, there is a good chance that there is someone somewhere around the world who looks almost like you. Although nowadays the word doppelganger is often confused with twin stranger, there are many cases where meeting your lookalike didn't turn out to be a happy ending. Claims of multiple evil twins visiting queens, kings, and even presidents throughout the history impresses, baffles, and scare people still to this day. But were these stories true, or can the following occurrences be explained by a scientific theory? Emily Sagee was just an ordinary school teacher who was passionate about her job. At 32, she had a bright career in front of her, until a dark twist turned her biggest passion into a nightmare. One day, as Emily was entering class, what appeared as a ghostly twin accompanied her without her knowing, in front of the whole class. The twin had come out of nowhere, imitating her actions from writing on the backboard to sitting on the table. The unexplained sighting had scared the children so much that Emily was promptly fired out of the school. This misfortune would continue for the next 16 years, where she was fired from 18 different schools due to the ghostly twin. Strangely, Emily never knew or saw the doings of her twin. In 1846, Emily was hired as a teacher at an exclusive all-girls school, where the twin continued sabotaging Emily's career, even appearing in front of a class of 42 girls. Few of the girls found the courage to approach the ghostly figure, only to find that their hands could go through her body. Emily left the institution and nothing was ever heard afterwards about her or the ghost twin. The famous 18th century German poet and politician Johann Wolfgang von Goethe wrote of confronting his doppelganger in his autobiography Poetry and Truth. In this account, Goethe described traveling to the city of Dusenheim to visit Friedrich Brion, a young woman with whom he was having an affair. Emotional and lost in thought, one night as Goethe was walking, he looked up to see a man dressed in a grey suit trimmed in gold, who appeared briefly and then vanished. 8 years later, Goethe was again traveling on the same road, again to visit Friedrich. He then realized he was wearing the very grey suit, trimmed in gold, that he had seen on the mysterious figure 8 years ago, suggesting that doppelgangers might have something to do with time or dimensional shifts. Goethe wrote later that his memory comforted him after he and his young love had parted away at the end of the visit. This case was sent by a Redditor who asked to stay anonymous, so we are going to call her Maria and her roommate Kate. After moving into a college dorm with her roommate, Maria started experiencing unexplained phenomena around the place. Things would go missing, mostly personal items, and then suddenly reappear in the exact same place they went missing. Unexplained sounds, such as loud bangs or something crashing loudly, would be heard all around the place. But the scariest and most intriguing part of Maria's story was meeting her roommate's doppelganger. After going from the kitchen to her room to take her phone's charger, Maria noticed that her roommate was angry about something. She shrugged it off and went back to the kitchen to finish cooking. As she was walking towards the kitchen, she saw her roommate exiting the bathroom, which was next to the kitchen. Shocked and scared at the same time, Maria found out her roommate was in the bathroom when she saw her doppelganger in the room. Oddly enough, Maria's roommate was confused as to how Maria was in the kitchen for an hour when, according to Kate, she was laying in bed, silently charging her phone with an angry expression on her face. They never found an unreasonable explanation to what actually happened that day. Double walker, doppelganger, or twin stranger, having someone looking exactly like you is chilling and scary enough. The first stories are incredible proof that twin strangers are not that much of a rare occurrence. The unexplained cases showed us that the doppelgangers go hand in hand with the paranormal, and whatever the reason and the cause of these unexplained events may be, we will leave the conclusive answer to you. Thank you for watching, and until the next time.